Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are.
I used to think this was such a cool movie, but I have a hard time taking it seriously now, to be honest with you. When I was a kid, sure, but now that I'm an adult, I find the concept so silly. I mean, it's essentially a story between a crazy clown and a man dressed as a bat. You can't get any more silly than that. Some people take it super seriously, though. Some people devote a big part of their lives to movies, and they get so involved, so invested, that to somebody who doesn't understand, it seems totally out of proportion. It seems totally silly. And you know what? The same can be said for religions. Look at traditions, cultures. Sometimes there's aspects about them that are like super silly. I mean, to me at least. Look at horoscopes, for example. Horoscopes are like, what is that? Is that serious or is that silly? Do you seriously believe in horoscopes? Or is it just you being silly? I'm seriously getting hot. Oh my god. This is something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. This whole concept between serious and silliness. I mean, I'm having a hard time figuring out the difference, honestly. This all started the other day when I was at the store and I saw somebody angry about something. I don't even know what for, but just the way they were behaving, like I couldn't understand why they were reacting in such a big way. It seemed like they were overdoing it. I've seen this at work. I've seen this with friends, in family affairs. I've seen this in relationships. People taking small problems and turning them into big problems just by the way they're behaving. And like they take these little problems so seriously to the point where they look silly. So you can be so serious, it's silly, but can you be so silly, it's serious? Clowns are professional silly people, so that's like a kind of silly seriousness. Kids take their silly games very seriously sometimes. Actors actually are professional pretenders if you think about it, which is kind of silly from the sounds of it. Yet some of them take their craft very seriously. Even in sports is just a game, silly games, but some people take it like super seriously, and it's like there is another good example of silliness becoming seriousness. My god, what is even the difference? Because after looking at it, I'm starting to realize that there might not be much of a difference between silly and seriousness.
No matter how small the problem is, no matter how silly it might seem, we can get so involved with something, so into something, that it becomes the most serious thing in the world. And the serious is tricky too, because what might be serious to me might be silly to you.
Maybe it's all based on perspective and like the size of our picture. So this far into the conversation, I feel like I'm making it sound like there's no such thing as something that's serious. And I don't think that's true. I think there's definitely some serious things going on in the world. Some serious things that I don't even want to get into right now. Because I don't know. Some nasty things going on in this world. But at the same time, there's this creeping thought in the back of my mind that keeps just, what if there's a bigger picture that makes it all look silly? I don't know. Gosh, man, thinking like that is spooky.